I'm on a call. I'm still on a call. I, hang on, okay? Because I need to go back and make sure that I hang up on time. Okay, I muted myself, but hey, Michelle. Hey, y'all! It's Thursday night. Thursday. It's Thursday night. They're still talking. Do you ever find, okay, this, if you've ever been in these spaces, professional spaces, I don't know, non-professional spaces, Bible studies, girlfriends groups, do you ever find that there's usually that one person that has questions about questions? We all know, or we all hope that the answer is going to come later down the line, but this person wants to peek into the future. So they ask the most ridiculous, but these are adults. Ooh, I'm grateful. I'm in a grateful space. That was just an observation, but I'm in a grateful space. Now we going over our time because people who know their question is going to be answered want to be heard. So hang on. Just watch the pod. Wow. I'm gonna try and hear it through my headphones. So like this is day one. So this is day I have a new gig. I have a new gig. Yes, honey, because she got to keep the lights on. This light right here that's giving me this glow that you see, she got to make sure she keep them on. So she had to get a job. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But I'm gonna tell you more about that next week. Tonight, ooh, tonight it's all about Philly, and you're not gonna believe. Remember, they still talking. Remember, last week when I said to you, get your sea moss in your body. Do what you have to do to get you healthy because we're going to have to. I wish I could like play the tape right now. I just said this. I just said this last Thursday. Get your body healthy because it's going to have to fight. Did I not tell you that last week? Tonight we're going to make this goddess salad while we have a story time. It's very easy. They're still talking. I'm gonna give. This is the end, but it was supposed to be over like 4 minutes ago. Um, so I'm trying to listen and move on with life. All right, that's when it's always that one person in the meeting. I got a question. Yeah, I have two questions. Like, you are at your quota, man. If you've been the person doing most of the talking during the meeting and you're not a facilitator, the problem's you, sis. The problem is you. Mm. I've been using my CMOS. I've been taking it daily, of course. I've been using it on my face. Remember that serum that I showed you? I'm gonna have to dedicate a day to just. Any more questions? Hold on. Please don't have no more questions. Nobody has questions. Thank you. Tomorrow. Check your emails. Training tomorrow. Same time. Okay. They on Central Time. I got it. Right? Okay. Right. She got one more question. You know what? I'll be damned. This same lady, we got to the very end. This is after a 10-hour day. The very end. And she says, I got one more question. Ma'am, are you not getting enough attention in your life? Ma'am, we were at the door. You can't hang up until. But I'm in a grateful space. I'm working a job where I get to help people, but I'm working from home. Isn't that cool? Mm, yeah. I can never tell you what it is because, could be the CIA. I'd have to snuff you out of here. No question. Yes. Thank you. Awesome. Good evening. Leave. Leave. Honey. Ah! Hey. Welcome to my kitchen. I'm 7 minutes late, not because I was late. I was on time. Thank you. They were late, miss. I got another question. Somebody please give her some attention. I don't know. Maybe she just has questions. Maybe she just, she's nervous. I should have counted the number of times. Now, that would have been a real jerk thing to do. But I swear she must have had like 20 questions today. Nobody else had a question. Nobody else. Because we're listening for the information because we know the answer is going to come. And then if not, then there's a part, usually toward the end. This is just, online meeting etiquette. Usually somewhere in the middle and several times throughout the meeting where the facilitator is going to ask, do you have any more questions? Do you have any questions about anything I've just said? And yeah. But I'm in a grateful space though. Ooh, I'm in a grateful space. I feel myself. The other week I wrote a post and I said that I acknowledge that I am in a depression cycle right now. And I'm feeling, I even discovered, my therapist asked me one time, she said, when you are in a depressive state, she said, do you notice what happens before that? What puts you there? Like, can you tell it's coming on? Same questions a doctor or a therapist would ask about my son Sam. And I'm like, nah, I don't think so. It just kind of, hey, Miss Retta, it just kind of, hits me, I guess. But it doesn't just hit me. So I have clues when a depression cycle is coming on. Usually the weather, yeah, is a great predictor, but something else happens to me. And that is I crave sweets and starches. So, um, you know, pancakes, French toast, sweet things. And especially uh, in the evening time. It's like something is activated. And once it starts, it's like, I got to get it out. So I have to have that thing. But whew, anyway, I'm just learning more about um, my depression and how I live life with it, you know? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, Philly was great. The Eagles go undefeated right now. And don't get into me about no football stats or nothing like that. Okay? Because I don't care. I don't. You're not, your argument would be lost on me. Okay. I love Philly basically because of the family ties. Okay. And that has very little to do with the team. I love the team. I do. Yeah, but I'm not going to bet on the team. I mean, that's just my preference. Um, yeah, I'm there for the hot dogs and beer. Okay. But I went to Philly. This is going to be a really simple, easy green salad. And we're going to add some other things to the salad too to kind of make it. Hey, TT Bone. Mm, mm. Um, but I say this and people want to correct me and they shouldn't. First of all, before I get started with anything else, everything you need to know about this show is there, there. And I'm your host, Carla Renee of Sugar Pearl Studio Kitchen Live. Watch on YouTube, watch on Instagram, watch on Facebook, wherever you're watching right now. Hey, we gonna cook, we gonna eat. I'm so glad that tonight I don't have to use my stove or oven. I've been eating a lot of meat, so back to meat and fish only for October. That's so I can keep myself in check. All right, so I'm doing that for me, and I definitely needed it. Remember what I said at the beginning of the show? Last week, I told you that winter was coming soon now in some places. And you need to get your body ready to fight, fight the germs. Okay, so we're making this goddess salad. It's great for gods too. Okay, however you want it. Okay, but eat it. And the boost, ooh, we're gonna do all of that while I tell you about Philly. Let me grab my stuff and we can get started. Okay. Now there's something else that I did not do, and that's before I start any show. I have to say, hey, to my two favorite senior citizens, mom and dad. Hey. Y'all have company this weekend, Mama, Daddy, and Hannah. Ernie and Ron are in town. Hey, Ernie and Hannah. Now these are the youngest senior citizens I know. Ernie and Ron. Because they got more energy than me. I'm not ashamed to admit it. Way more energy. All right. So now that we've gotten housekeeping out of the way, had to shout out my people as I tell you about this Philly story. So Philadelphia, first of all, when I tell people, what my favorite city is, and I asked you that this week, what is your favorite city in America? Okay. I have one. I haven't been to all the cities. Okay. But there's a lot to explore. But one city that I just love the most is Philly. Now, Evil, even people who live in Philly look at me like, why? Why them? Don't do that. Don't do that. And then people who don't live there, the first thing you think about, unfortunately, is the crime rate. My answer to that, to people that, want to throw crime in my face, I get it. I don't want to hear about crimes and shootings and BNEs and murders every day. I don't. I don't want to be that close to it. And unfortunately for a lot of residents, they are. Okay, but if you're gonna throw crime at my face, let me ask you this: is there crime where you live? Is there crime around where you live? No, no crime. Good for you. Good. No crime. No crime where you live. Where you live? Child, please. So naturally, when you're talking about a city like Philadelphia that has people from all over the world, all walks of life, all experiences, more people, higher rates of crime. Okay. Some of us live in small towns where you might get a crime or three every year. But again, that's a really small town. Okay. So you're thinking big city, more crime. But Philadelphia also has a lot of other beautiful things, like museums and great restaurants, and just the people are amazing. Which brings me to story time. Grab some popcorn or a salad, because, honey, you're going to need it. Let's get the chopping first. Okay, so I got a little iceberg. I want to go ahead, get the bottom off that, chop it. Oh no. So the idea behind this goddess salad is it's super green, very good for you. A lot of the ingredients that are going in this goddess salad are ingredients that will help to alkalinize our systems and our blood and ward off as much infection and disease as possible. So we got a little romaine and we got a little iceberg. That romaine was about to go bad, child, but I just couldn't throw it away. So I'm just picking out the very greenest parts because I love a green, crunchy salad. There is a restaurant that I just fell in love with called Marathon in Philly, and it's amazing. You have to go. When I saw it, I thought it was a clothing store. I'm like, it's Nipsey's store. But it's not Nipsey Hussle's store. It's a restaurant. And just a small, cute little place. So this will be greenish because I'm using a little red onion for this. Okay. I'll get to, let's get it right now. Get it right now. There we go. As I was saying, so the trip to Philly. So yes, I had a companion. None of your business. I had a companion. Okay. And I did my very best to not put my companion in my shots. I did my best. Okay. But when I tell you I had fun, we didn't even do a lot of the things like when we go there, like there's a hookah spot that we have to go to. But we didn't get to do that because it was cold for Carolinians. It was wet. It had rained the entire time we were in Philly. The entire time. And still I had fun. My favorite thing about Philadelphia is the people. The people. So the game was so cold. It was so cold. We had good seats. But you know, I ain't about to die for the cause for nobody. Period. Okay. I'm not. But you know what? I'm a good old companion because I ain't gonna complain. I ain't gonna complain. You know what I'm gonna do? I'll be right back. Yeah. And I left and I went and I said, oh, all these people are kind of hanging out. So there's like a little shut before you go into the stadium. There's like a shelter and you've got all your Chicky Pete's and Chicky and Pete's and whatever else, you know, down places to buy your NFL Eagles gear, all of that stuff. But then there are tables. There's a bar there. You can order drinks and beer and just sit there. There are big screens there. And you can sit there, what I call a shelter, because it's not in the rain, but it was still open air. So it's like sitting on the patio of a restaurant or something. So there are many of us fans who just found safety and shelter under the shelter. And that is where we hung out. Honey, when I tell you, I was gone before halftime. Before halftime, I left my seat and I was like, you know what? I text companion and I said, I think I said where I was going. And then the people I was sitting with, someone remarked, hey, your companion didn't call you. And I said, it's okay. The companion doesn't need to call me. I'm fine. I am with shelter and all of you. Because that's how Philly is. And when you're at the game, everybody just kind of becomes like in your face. So, at this, we're sitting at a round table. First I asked if I could sit down. So there's like a round table. There's seating for maybe 6 people. And there's several tables like that around, but most of them are full. I spotted that when I was like, yes, I can sit down. I can watch the game, maybe have a snack. I didn't even do that. I just sat down. I said, you guys mind if I pop a squat? So I sat. So at the table, let me describe for you the table. So there's a table for 6, and at the table, there's a gentleman and his wife. And I discovered that he's a former cop. And I'm not sure what she did, but anyway, she was there. Then there was another guy there who was from Arizona. He is a book writer. He writes all this motivational stuff and huge fan. He brought 3 of his buddies from Arizona who were also Eagles fans, and he just treated them to this huge trip. And then but those guys, they wanted to be in the stadium with the rain and all that, just with all of, so they did. And he ended up hanging out with us. So that's me, the cop and his wife, the guy from Arizona, and then a young lady comes up and she says, hey, is anyone sitting here? And we said, no, you are. So she sat down. Her boyfriend that was with her, he said, I'll be right back. So he went to the restroom, got a beer, and then he came back. So that's me, right? Then the cop, then his wife, then the guy from Arizona, then the girl who's a med student, by the way. She's at Jefferson, I think. She is at Jefferson. She's a med student. And her boyfriend, who's in finance, as a hedge fund guy. Yeah. He's getting his master's now. So it's all of us sitting there. Okay. So now you got the layout, right? Okay. You know who's sitting who, where. So we're talking, before the young couple came up, the med student and her boyfriend came up. I've got romaine in here. I've got some iceberg in here. It's very cold. And to that, I've got some mini cucumbers, which I diced. So they're like that. I just diced them up. Let's throw that in there. Okay. And I've got some garlic. I've got some red onion. I don't know. That might be about 3 or 4 cloves of garlic. Now, there's something else that I want. I love broccoli raw or cooked, but for this salad, I'm just going to mince up some of that head a little bit, like so. Let me show you. Save the stalk for some soup or something. But there you go. Get your greens in there. It's a goddess salad, so it's going to be green. If you didn't want to cut it and you were feeling unsure, you can grate it like so if you want, which is actually not bad. That may keep you from, if you wanted to do it even smaller, you know? And that gets the very tips of the buds. But this way, when you hand chop, you get some of the crunchiness of the stalk. All right. So let's get that in there. So now we're going to build. Take that seed out of there. Let's get some green onions chopped up. We're going to add an element of sweetness to this goddess salad by using a Honeycrisp apple. Okay, so I've been eating Honeycrisp apples. I love this time of year because in North Carolina we get a lot of them, and they're not expensive right now. You know, I think I got a bag of like 6 or 7 for $2, which is good considering some of the other apples were, you know, we're talking $7, $8 a bag. Food is high. Okay, back to the story time. All right, so now you know who's sitting at the table, right? Throw your green onions in there. Ooh, let's go ahead and chop our apples. Now, while I'm chopping the apples, I'll go ahead and tell you the story. Okay, so we're all sitting at the table, and you know, before the young couple came up, I had been sitting and talking with the cop and his wife. And, you know, we're talking, and that's the one thing about it. You know, when you're in Philly or you're at the game or you're all together somehow, like you gonna start talking to the person sitting next to you, period. Okay, there's no other way about it. So at some point, I don't know, but I didn't get the cop's wife. She started talking about COVID because she saw my mask. So, you know, I'm all geared up. Eagles everywhere. Hey, Trina. Hey, Krishan. And got on the rain cover and everything, and I had my mask around my nose. And then when I sat down, because we're not like crammed together, we're spaced out, so I pulled it down and it's like right here. And she said, "Oh, darling, you don't have to wear your mask. Just pull. Yeah, we're good. We're fine. You don't have to wear your mask, right?" So I'm like, oh gosh, I've got a damn COVID denier here, and I don't have my mask on. Now I feel weird pulling it up in front of her face. So we're talking. So the other couple comes, the young couple, the girl who's in med school at Jeff and her boyfriend. And, you know, the wife is talking about, well, I just think that, it should be a person's right. It shouldn't be mandated. Yeah, if you get it, you get it. You don't. And I know someone, and it even happened to me. Now you're getting the story. So I'm like, oh God. So meanwhile, we're trying to watch the game. But Brenda, for the lack of knowing her real name, would not let us. So Brenda is lit by this time. I should also say Brenda is lit and she is loud. And she said, damn COVID. So I'm like, God. So anyway, but I'm not sitting next to her. I'm sitting next to her husband, and she's on the other side of that. Okay, so we're good. We're good. I'm telling myself I'm good. So, Jeff. So at some point, well, even before then, I'll just say, how did I know she was lit? She said that she had been drinking bourbon since they got there. Now you go there early if you want to join the tailgate, be a part of it. She tells us as soon as we sit down about, the tailgate they were supposed to be on, but they were upset because they didn't come and they just ended up being out at the stadium all day, no tailgate, whatever. So I'm like, okay, so she's told this story now twice to anyone who listens. So anytime somebody sits at the table, she's telling them. So when Arizona came to the table, she had to tell them. When the couple came, she had to tell them. And I'm just like, my God. So the husband, throughout all of the stories and all of that, he's like, hey, you said that already. He's trying to say it under his breath, but not really. He doesn't care if she hears it because she ain't trying to hear nothing at this point. And I'm just like, okay, we got a live one. So every now and then we get a happy distraction from Mr. Arizona, who's like, he's keeping track of everything. We get a score. So, but if we start talking to each other about the game and looking at then she's like trying to pull you in. Like, what happened to my cousin that got that shot? She ended up not being able to hear in her left ear. And you know what happened to me when I got the Moderna? I couldn't hear out of my right ear. What do you think of that? She told that story 3 times, to which the med student replies, I think it should be up to everyone who gets it. It shouldn't be mandated. Now, Brenda also disclosed that she and her husband are in their 60s. Their daughter paid for this beautiful birthday getaway for her to the Kentucky Derby. And I went to the Kentucky Derby, and I tell you, I got so drunk. And she's telling these stories, but over and over again. So at some point, she leaves. And the table is kind of quiet. Like the husband and I are still talking. I'm talking to the med kids and, well, the med student and the hedge fund guy in Arizona. And the med student, she says, so are you guys related? Me and so I should admit that I'm the only Black person at the table. I'm the only Black person at the, but it doesn't matter. It's Philly. It doesn't matter. Everybody's green. Except when they deny science. Okay. So now we're going to make our goddess sauce. So in this, let me just show you. Oh, it's so sexy. When you put your dressing on, though, you got to eat the whole thing. And you will. Okay, we're gonna make the dressing though. So put this to the side, sit it in the fridge or something to cool off. I'm gonna sit it right there because we're gonna be getting into it in just a little bit. All right. So the wife is gone so long that she finally comes back. The husband doesn't call or anything to check on her, but she finally calls back. I would say maybe 20 minutes had elapsed by this time. So she came back and she kind of hit me up. She said, "You know what? I couldn't find my way back here. Brenda lost her way." And I was like, "Oh my God, are you okay?" Like, we were wondering, you know. The truth is, we were wondering, like, we were glad to kind of be able to watch the game without getting interrupted about one of these stories and how you got COVID in your ear, child. It was awesome. It was awesome. You had to be there. So Philly touchdown. People are, cheering Arizona every time we get a first down or a score. He's high fiving. Want a drink? I'm the only one at the table. One, who's black. Two, who ain't drinking nothing. No thing. Nothing. Nothing. I the beers are this big. So by the time I pay for one, I'm mad. I ain't gonna drink. I'm not gonna drink. I'll be like Brenda in the bathroom, child. Try trying to pee all this out and get lost on the way back to a table that's right in front of the restroom. Okay. Avocado goes in here. There's something else. To make this a nice, beautiful, creamy dressing, we're gonna add some Greek yogurt. Yeah. You can get light, you can get low fat or whatever. I got full fat Greek yogurt. Yeah. Yes. I want a big dollop of that. Uh, do your garter salad however you want. You can add chickpeas to the dressing if you want to, or not. You can add anchovies to the dressing or not. I'm really trying not to do meat these days, but anchovy for the dressing or in the dressing, a little bit of apple cider vinegar, just a little, yeah, like that. And I make my own little blend of spices. Now in this, we've got a little sea salt. I'm looking at what I got. Red pepper, garlic powder. We've got oregano, lots of oregano. Some ground cayenne and some tahini. Okay, and that's all in there. So let's go ahead and add that. Get those pepper flakes in there. That's going. Oh, did I tell you? Yeah, the cayenne pepper. Uh, we'll give it just a little bit of, you know. All right. So I got my. Let's get that juice of a lime. Lime juice really helps to alkalinize your blood. That gets your body to a healthy pH. With the salad is filled with healthy antioxidants, lots of fresh greens, things that will just give your system that boost, that immunity boost that we need coming into the winter season. All right, so I got that going. Might add a little bit of water in just a little bit. Oh, and my garlic. All right, so Brenda finally comes back. So she starts in again on some story that by this time all of us have heard. Like, you telling the same stories over and over again, but she's inebriated, so she's not keeping track. So she tells this one story, and I swear the husband is like, he's so annoyed. But you know your partner. You know your partner. So he knows. He's like kind of rubbing his head, and he said, "You already told that story. You already said that. You know." Now most husbands will just, let the story be told over and over again and don't say nothing. But he was done, child. He was done. He was done. Like, if you tell the same story, she asked the girl in medical school where she was in medical school, what she was studying 4 times. I know. And the girl was so polite. These are 20 something, she and her boyfriend, and she was like, "Oh, I'm at Jeff." She was like, "Oh, my daughter's at Jeff." And at some point, we all go, "Hey, your daughter's at Jeff." Because she said that already. So we're almost kind of picking fun. And it's like, but we just moved up. But she didn't even notice because she's okay. All right. So we go on, and we're trying to watch like the highlights of the game without being like strayed away by Brenda's shenanigans, right? She's fun though. Brenda is fun as hell, but child, when she drunk, she can't remember stuff. She can't remember nothing. Okay, I'm gonna have to add a little bit of water to this. Ooh, there we go. And then did I add? Yeah, I wanted to make sure I added the whole avocado. So and then once we get it mixed up, we're gonna taste it for salt and all of that. Okay, so remember what I said. We're boosting our immunity, right? Put a little bit more seasoning. There's not a lot of salt in there, but there is some salt, and I want this salt. My olive oil. All right, now to this one, you can add whatever olive oil you want, but I recommend the one from Sugar Pearls. Yeah, I recommend it. I'm using the ground. Mm-hmm. That's got that extra little something in it. Yeah. Let me show you. Look at that. Yeah. So we're all even Brenda, who's talking our ears off every moment she gets. The husband, I forgot to tell you, at some point when she was telling me about the horrors of getting the shot, she the husband, because I'm sitting right next to him, right? He said, well, I got the Pfizer and I got 2 of the boosters and I'm fine. And I said, me too. I got the Pfizer also and the booster and I'm fine. So she's almost like on a little island. But we don't keep her there. It's just like, she wanted to like promote these conspiracy theories and it's just weird. Anyway, but you know your partner, right? You know your partner. Child. You know your partner. Oh, this is so clean and beautiful. To this sauce, you do not have to do this part, but I am telling you to do it would be to your advantage. If you got a few anchovies, just get you about 2 or 3. Okay? I've got 2 little anchovies right here. You can do this with or without anchovies, but same idea like when you do a Caesar dressing. We're not going to worry about because we're going to put them in the blender, but it will be. Let's just go ahead and break it down so it can get through there nicely. Okay. Shove that to the bottom so it can get all ground up. Add a little alkaline water to that. We're gonna stir. So the game is winding down, winding down. Oh, that smells delicious. Oh God, yes. I want to loosen it up just a little bit more. That's why I touch it up with just a little bit more water. You can, yeah, I would suggest water because you've got the yogurt in there. If you want to add more yogurt, that's fine. But the avocado and yogurt are really gonna give you the creaminess you want. So we don't want to water it down too much, okay? But we want it pourable. So zip. It smells so good. It smells like I'm doing something right for myself. Mm. Oh my. Oh my. I'm in love with this dressing. Let's try it now. Ooh, mommy. Mm-hmm. Add the anchovy. It'll be ground up in there, so you ain't even gonna know what it in there. You won't even know. Do the anchovy just for that. Ooh, mommy. Ooh, mommy. Okay, so the game goes on and on and on, and finally, it's a win for the Eagles against Jacksonville. I didn't get to see the play because old girl was, taking up a lot of airtime. But when they were asking me, because she asked me, she was like, "How often you come here?" And I was like, "I used to come to Philly a lot. Like, it's my favorite city in the country so far." And she was like, "Why do you love it?" I was like, "Well, for this right here, like at that table, like I said, I'm the only Black woman there at this table. You've got a white couple in their 60s. You've got a man in his 50s. You've got a couple in their 20s. Different experiences, different walks of life. And that thing about Philly is you can find commonality in that. And for a while, it's the game, but it could be anywhere in the city. That I just love when I see that exist, and when I can feel like, we don't have to know each other to, be having a great moment together right now. And look at this. I'm gonna add the rest of my I might have to add the rest of my apples and all of that, child. This looks so good. Okay. Now those spices that I blended up. Don't worry, I ain't finished with the story. Stay right there. Let's go ahead and toss some of those spices in there. Just a little. It's not salty, but we want our salad seasoned too. So I was telling them, that's the thing I love about Philly the most is, this. Like, we don't know each other, but we're sitting here enjoying a game, having some drinks. Y'all are. And this is good right now. this is good right now. Um, so yeah, so I don't know if she was so moved by that or what, but honey, at the end of the game, well, before the end of the game, at some point you can tell we're winning, and it's like, okay, let me hurry up and you know start walking to the NRG station before we have to wait too long for the next train, right? So you kind of have to start leaving before the buzzer. Okay. So, you know, they pack up. The 60-year-old couple, the cop and his wife, get ready to pack up later. They're like, well, looks like we got this one. It was, great talking to y'all, and gave the husband a shake. Everybody was around the table shaking and high-fiving and stuff. Brenda, the wife. Okay, so we got this beautiful sauce dressing that's going over our goddess salad. But before we do that, I want you to look at the beauty. Just look like a whole bunch of greens and stuff, don't it? But it smells so freaking good. That onion, the apple, just smells so good. You can toss in some Parmesan if you want to. I want to keep this as green as possible because I got some things to get in check. I've been eating real crazy and I want to get it in check. All right, so back to the closeout. So we're all about to go. Well, not all of us. The couple, the wife, the cop and his wife, get ready to dip out first because they've been there the longest. They've been there since 9:30 a.m. Long time. So shake the guy's hand. I think he gave me like a little side, pat, pat, pat. The wife, she's, gave Arizona a hug. She waved across the table to the young couple. And then she comes around her husband. Oh, the story gets gooder now. She comes around her husband and she's headed for me and she plants herself right there. Now the game is still going on, but we pretty much know how this is gonna go, right? But we're still, all right, y'all take care. All right, homegirl plants herself right there, and I'm thinking, yeah, I didn't hug Brenda yet. Like, yeah, let me give you a hug. So I'm coming in full frontal here and maybe here, European style, right? So we go here, yeah. And then I raise up and she pulls me back in. No, she pulls me back in to her. Little lady. Little lady. And then she does it. She plants the biggest, crustiest kiss on my lips. Yeah. I said that live this day in October. But I'm going to let you process what I just said. Hey, Nurse Maria, did you hear me tell you that this complete stranger just kissed me in my mouth at the football game in Philadelphia. No, I'm not. Not The devil is a liar, but that ain't no lie. Let me hold, just process that for a second. Process. I gotta find something smaller to put this in because I want to devour, but I can't right now. The way I wanna. I'm gonna use this black bowl. She kissed me in the mouth. This strange little 60-year-old white woman. This was my face on the inside. But you know what? My mouth was closed. All she got was. Mm-hmm. And I didn't kiss my companion on the ride home. Mm-hmm. I'm thinking, okay, when I come in, oh my God, I enjoyed you so much. It's so good. And I'm sure people get that effect when they see me. I look so approachable, and they used to call it non-threatening. They can't say that now, but they used to, oh my God, she looks so fun and so non-threatening. I look like a happy, non-threatening Black woman. I didn't Will Smith her because when I embrace, or when I'm greeting somebody, or whatever, ass whipping. But that's not my first inclination. Hear me out. Hear me out. Let's put some salad in the bowl. All right. So you remember not the first Will Smith slap. Remember when he slapped the reporter on the red carpet for something years ago, for trying to kiss him on the spot like that, and he just went. Eh. So my first instinct is not to hit or slap or shove or push. I'm this. I'm this. I want to be nice. I do. Sometimes I ain't nice. Okay? Don't get it twisted. Sometimes I ain't. And I know when. And my people know when too. Okay? But my first instinct is always to bring people in. Let's hug it out. Come here, girl. Come here, girl, you crazy drunk ass. Come here. Give me a hug, Brenda. I went here and I'm coming up. Brenda pulled me back here. So she intended. I'm thinking we gonna do this, and it was like, no, 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 no. So she kissed me dead in the mouth. Not in the mouth, on the mouth. I was like this. Mm-hmm. So she got that right there. Mm-hmm. And yeah, doesn't look so pretty now, but let me tell you, these babies are soft. I will say one thing. Brenda, give me a heads up next time. Lube up with a little bit of Carmex, girl. So that happened, and I am left in shock. I don't show the shock. I keep my poker face, and I turn back around and I sit and I wait. I wait. This is skill, honey. This is skill. And I wait until they walk out of earshot, or at least down stairs or something. They on their way out. So I give it a little while. Now I'm back just in case they're standing back there in the cut going, I wonder how she's gonna react. I don't react. I don't react. I don't react. So they leave. All right, take care. And you turn around and you just keep on watching the game because the game is still going on. Oh my God, yeah. So Arizona's like, yeah, we got it. So high five in Arizona because that's what you do in COVID. You high five. The couple, that's what the girl, she like me. She don't care what. She don't care what happened, but she's still, yeah. And when I feel that they are out of earshot, my face, and I look at the medical student, the young lady, and I said something not so nice. But I said, did you see them just kiss me in mouth? To which she replied, yeah! She screamed so damn loud. I'm like, girl, come on, in case they're still here. But she was like, oh my God, I couldn't believe she did that. I didn't even realize what I was seeing. I said, what you were seeing? What you were seeing? So Arizona turns around. He's like, what's going on? What happened? And med student is like, the drunk lady just kissed her. She just kissed her. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do this a different way. He was like, what? He made the most fun of me out of everyone. He was so freaking cool. He's supposed to send me some stuff from Arizona too. But when I tell you, I had so much fun with that guy, you know. He was like, oh my God, she kissed you? She kissed me. Girl, put that goddess dressing on in there and then layer it. And I'm trying not to wet up the whole salad because I may not eat all of this tonight, right? But this is going to fill me up and it's going to heal my body because people can just kiss you in the mouth. When I tell you what's so funny to me, I told my companion and I was like, you'll never guess what happened. No one believes me. No one believes me. But it's strange. Lady, if you're watching, hey, I had a ball. But leave a 20 on my nightstand next time. Oh my gosh. All the work. I've never had COVID. That's not a brag point. That's just, I'm just saying, I ain't trying to get COVID. I get my shots. I do. Look at this creamy, crunchy, gorgeous goddess salad with red onion, apple. Oh my God. You don't need cheese. You could certainly do cheese. You can put some feta on there, less fat. That would be good. Everything I do, I make sure I get my shot. my vaccines and all this stuff. Flu shot coming up. I'm gonna get that too before the end of the month. And I be out here trying hard not to get COVID. I ain't never had it. Don't never want it. That dressing is bomb. I'm gonna save this for something else, boo. Yeah, I'm gonna bottle it so it didn't go to waste. Before I went on the trip, something told me, girl, take your COVID test with you. I have, I got 4 left. And something told me to take 1 box, and I didn't. I know, I'm gonna listen to myself next time. And I didn't test myself while I was there, but I have since I returned, and I don't have COVID. Yay! But y'all, I would never. I'm sure she had a great time. I'm sure she can't remember it. And I'm sure if her husband told her, "Hey babe, do you realize you just kissed that lady?" I'm sure she wouldn't remember. Maybe. Maybe she would. I don't know. But that happened to me, and I was like, the world is gonna end. Like, what do I do? And the thing is, I didn't do anything. I pretended like nothing happened, and then I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. Who kisses somebody they don't know? Well, it was that one time. But who else would just kiss somebody in the mouth at a football game? Oh, boost your immunity, boost your system. Mm. Just your yogurt and avocado dressing with a little bite of apple in there. Oh my goodness, I can add some olives in here. Olives would be, and I got just a little bit of slow heat from the flakes and a little dusting of cayenne pepper. This is so freaking good. Make yourself a goddess salad. Hmm. You don't have to be a goddess to eat it, child. It is lovely. It's Lockhart. I still keep seeing. I didn't know it was this little lady, just a few years older than me. I don't know how this came into. Let me lay one on your sister. Think it was because I'm black. I don't know. Don't answer that. Don't answer that. Don't answer that. And I just wonder, maybe I need to work on my resting witch face. Maybe no, I don't want to be that. I want to be who I am. This is a no kiss zone unless I give you permission. And I love to kiss. I do. Never kissed an old white woman before on the lips. But thank God we don't have COVID. And always, always moisturize. Child, I got to go because we got started late because of the work. I'll tell you about the work next week. Okay. I'm excited. I'm very excited because I'll still be in helper mode, but I'm in more of a space to turn it off. And that's important when you're in helper mode. Hmm. This is bomb. And I could see how it would just fill me up. You got your broccoli, you got your onion, you've got what else we got in here? Mini cucumber, apples, um, nice and crunchy, kind of sweet and tart. Um, iceberg and romaine lettuce, fresh garlic, um, green onions. You can add whatever you want to. But what I can see me doing, let me show you something. Mm, 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 mm. No, I thought I had I'm sure I'm using them already. A jar, a mason jar. Okay. So if you're gonna have like a say, I'm gonna eat all of that tonight, but I've got all of this left. Put it in a mason jar and then put it in the fridge. Turn the mason jar upside down so that it's standing on its lid. Okay. And that way you've got a nice goddess salad for tomorrow. You're going to put this in a container and this dressing, oh my God. um, I need to find a jar. I'll find one somewhere. Y'all, thank you. Thank you for putting up with me and my stuff and having dinner with me and listening to my stories and stuff. Child, I could strange things happen to me. And I know why. Maybe I just have that kind of energy these days, you know, very attracting. But boy oh boy, am I glad I'm boosted. You get boosted too. Make this goddess salad or oh, an anchovy in the dressing, baby. This is perfect. Mm, mm. Perfect. Mm. Well, it's been great seeing you, great knowing you. Mm-hmm. Because you never know when you need to be ready. Until next time, know that I love you, and I hope you love me back. Bye.